anger and disgust tonight by Mayor Adams towards Texas Governor Greg Abbott for using dozens of migrants as political pawns. A Texas governor put more than 4 dozen asylum-seeking immigrants who had crossed the Texas border on a bus and sent them 1,700 miles north to New York City.
Hey, remember all those illegals that were bused from Texas all the way to New York? And of course, Mayor Adams had a conniption fit regarding it. Well, it turns out some of them robbed the Macy's.
Yeah. And I'll shoot you, Drebin, if you don't do as I say. What the fuck?
Surprise! I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this is What's Next. What's up, everybody? Jazz Berganzo here, another episode of What's Next, your daily dose. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well on this day. Well, like I said in my intro, remember all those illegals. Remember the illegals that were bused from Florida and Texas all the way to New York, you know, just to piss the New Yorkers off, piss the mayor off, piss the governor off, and saying, here, how you like it? Well, we knew this was coming sooner or later, that certain situations would appear or make itself present. It turns out that some of those illegals that were bused to New York, yeah, they robbed the Macy's. Oh, you gotta love it. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Illegals bust to New York City, arrested for allegedly stealing $12,500 in merchandise from Macy's. And there they are. Aren't they wonderful? 4 border crossers bust from Texas to New York City were arrested this month after allegedly stealing nearly $12,500 worth of merchandise from Macy's. On Monday, the Nassau County Police Department of Long Island announced the arrest of 19-year-old Meza, 30-year-old Escobar, 21-year-old Rojas, 27-year-old Rojas again, were allegedly shoplifting at Macy's. Turns out they're all related. All of the men who newly arrived at border crossers were bused from Texas to New York City as part of Governor Greg Abbott's plan to send migrant buses to sanctuary jurisdictions. In total, nearly $12,500 worth of merchandise were recovered from 4 border crossers. Escobar and Rafael Rojas were subsequently released from jail without bail. It is unclear if Mesas and Angel Rojas remain on bail. Try saying that 3 times. Gee, why were the other 2 released? According to the New York Post, Meza crossed the United States border on July 4th. Yeah, you know, happy Independence Day. While the others arrived at the border months later in September. All were put in buses in Texas and relocated to New York City. Rojas and Rojas Jr. Post reports had been living rent-free at the Westin Hotel Manhattan. Yes, rent-free. You know, New Yorkers, you paid for it. A whistleblower recently called out Mayor Eric Adams' plan on the lucrative city contracts to a number of hotels willing to house the illegals arriving on buses. According to a whistleblower, border crossers are fighting hotel staff, drinking all day, having sex in public, among other things. Well, it's just another day in New York. Last week, Adams pleaded with President Joe Dementia to create a federal program that would fairly distribute illegal immigration across the U.S. as to relieve New York City because we're so oppressed of the burden of accepting tens of thousands of border crossers that arrived since last spring. You gotta love it. You gotta love the irony. What made you think that busing illegals, having illegals in New York, that something illegal couldn't happen? You know, I'm surprised that this is the only thing that's come out of it. 12,500 from Macy's. I'm surprised that banks haven't been robbed. I'm surprised that people haven't been mugged, you know, and or killed. Am I stereotyping? Yes. Because a lot of those illegals, whether you like it or not, what Trump said, they're criminals, they're rapists, they're murderers. That's what they are. Not all of them, some of them. Well, it turns out some of them stole Macy's money. Well, the joy. Oh, and Eric Adams is loving it right now. I'm sure he's ripping his hair out if he had any. But, yeah. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And you illegals in New York, you keep doing what you're doing. We'll catch you next time. Peace.